What are you up to this morning?
Waking up late.
Late, so you've missed it.
I missed it, but it's all right. I wanted to talk on to you. Happy New Year and all the listeners. I've got a message from our Creator.
Okay, please.
I love you more than all the stars in the sky.
Oh, that's what we need in this year of 2026. We need love and kindness.
Yeah, love and kindness and the Glory Be mission. The Glory Be is to praise the Creator with the Glory Be prayer every day. And we need the new consciousness of the Glory Be to be centered so we can do our tasks and be kind to other people.
That's it. That's the best message I've heard so far this morning. Claire, bless you.
And thank you, and kindness to Tracy and all the listeners. And thank you. And Tom's not on tonight, is he?
No. Tom decided he didn't want to work overnights anymore, and so we got Francis, who does want to. So Francis is the new Tom.
Oh, all right. Well, all the best wishes to Tom and all the best wishes to Francis, and thank you for doing a great job tonight.
Bless you, Claire. You have a lovely New Year's. You call anytime you want.
Yeah. And how's Sam's eyes going?
Good, thank you. She had the stitches out, so the doctor gave her some cream. They're not itchy. Tracy rang before. She's much better, and we're going to her this Saturday. So I've got all of her Christmas cards on. Yeah, it's going to definitely happen this Saturday. She's so much better.
Is it going to be on a sleigh or
on a?
You're going to take.
A sleigh. I don't know. I don't know if you need a sleigh in Oatley, but there are a lot of hills, so it definitely won't be a bicycle.
Oh, good. Well, have fun, and thanks, all the best.
Anytime. Thanks. Thank you for the lovely message, and have a lovely New Year. Thanks, Claire. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Claire, by the way, calling from Sydney. And when she mentioned the Creator, obviously she wasn't talking about Albo.
Happy New Year, Australia.
That wasn't...
I hope you're counting...
That wasn't a cue, by the way. Daryl in Melbourne. How are you, Daryl?
How are you? Let me just turn off listening to Triple M at the moment.
Oh, I see. Right. Now, you can listen to two radio stations at the same time. It wasn't a dare.
No, I do it often, actually. I also watch two TVs at the same time because I've got one that I can watch sport on because it doesn't. AFL is a perfect example where it's not how it used to be. So you just like to keep it there on the background, and if there are a few highlights, you can watch the highlights because when they score, they show it 27 different ways.
Right.
And if there's controversy, they show that, so you can watch the football whilst you're watching a movie. And not only that, if you decide to, you can put the MacBook or the laptop on your lap, and you can catch up with a few emails whilst it's all going ahead there. And I don't know if that's good or bad, it's multitasking or not, but I've been doing that for a long time.
Can I ask, though, are you just Nicholas using a different voice?
Oh, well, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Nicholas. And I would say those of you that think you're smart that are in Mensa certainly don't realise that there's Mega out there. So if you're
Mega's the next level up of Mensa.
Well, there you go. How would I possibly know that being a fellow from Pakenham?
Well, you mentioned Mega, and did you mean MAGA?
No,
definitely didn't
Mega. No. Very good. Yeah, what make America great again or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's controversy in itself, isn't it?
No, we should have MENA. Make Nicholas great again. Oh no, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't work.
Well, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Nicholas other than he does ring up every now and again, and here it is at 20 to 3 in the morning, and my wife went to bed at 10 o'clock because she was tired, and here I am doing my thing here, making a fool of myself on national radio.
No, that's all right. She was probably trying to talk to you, but you were too busy watching television and listening to two radio stations at the same time.
Well, that's why I've been able to stay married for 49 years because I don't.
Selective hearing.
And there's one thing you talk about, those ladies are ringing up talking about women can multitask.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they can multitask there, but they can't do one thing properly.
Ooh, no wonder she's gone to bed, and I'm not going to ring and tell her.
Dear. Anyway, thank you for taking my call. But
Most welcome.
I principally was ringing up to talk about the watching more than one thing at a time there.
Well, that's good.
Does that make me a dilettante if I'm watching all those things at once?
Either a dilettante or a debutante. I haven't figured out which of the two yet. Good to talk to you, Daryl.
Bye now.
Mate, have a good New Year too.
Thank you too.
There you go. Bye-bye. I've got to get a lot of people calling through, including Jan. Jan, is this in defence of Nicholas, or do you agree that he's just making it up?
Well, Happy New Year, Philip.
And to you, Jan.
I just want to say I'm not listening to 2MBS, but I am looking at a picture of Tony McManus and playing Wordle and Words with Friends and listening to 2 radio stations. And earlier I was also texting friends and family with New Year's greetings.
Wow.
And for Daryl, the word is dilettante.
Right.
And I don't watch 2 movies at once now, but I used to have a TV with a split screen on which I could watch 2, 3,
right,
or 4 programs at the same time. It was hard to watch 4, but it was not hard to watch 2 things.
But really what you want to do is concentrate on just the one show, which is what, the whole idea is.
Are you telling me what I really want to do?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't want you to be unhappy, Jan.
I'm not unhappy. I'm very happy. I've had a really good night tonight.
I just wanted to give another spin on not happy, Jan, to be honest, but I couldn't figure out a way I could work it into the conversation.
Oh, Philip, that's as old as the hills. Do you know how many times in my lifetime I've heard that?
742.
Oh, twice that.
Okay, well, I just wanted to, you gave me a figure. I thought I'd go with it.
So I even went out and managed to, once the illegal fireworks around the district started, I ran outside and missed it the first few times, but then I managed to catch some.
Yeah.
And bought some photos. I couldn't see the fireworks in the city. They were too far away. There was too much cloud.
Right, yeah. Well, I did a New Year's Eve show in Melbourne once, and we went to the top of the Rialto building with some listeners, and it was they're going to be the great New Year's Eve for them. They won the prize to go and see the fireworks from the top of the building, and there was cloud, and so all you could see was underneath and through the cloud something that may have been bright lights.
Well, I've spent New Year's Eve with my rich friends in Brighton watching it across the bay, which was fantastic years ago, but my friend died, so I don't go down there anymore. Well, she died about 8 or 9 years ago now. And the other place we used to go was up on Mount Cooper, which is the highest point in Melbourne, in the metropolitan area, and you could see it there. And apparently, I was reading earlier, somebody proposed.
This evening?
Yes.
Do you know, can I ask you something on the subject of which, and I've been meaning to ask anybody, but you know what? I'm glad you rang because you're the best person to ask. Do you think that when somebody proposes to someone at something like an event, like a sporting event or a musical event at a concert where, they stop the concert and, usually the man proposes to the woman. Do you think that's a bit unfair? Because what if you wanted to say no or you weren't ready and everybody's looking at you?
It's totally unfair.
Yeah, that's what I think.
It really puts the person on the spot.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you've got to kind of embarrass somebody that you obviously are fond of, otherwise they, wouldn't have come up with the ring and everything. So you've got to kind of embarrass them in front of everybody. So I don't think they should do that personally.
I got a marriage proposal the other night. I went out with my sister and my brother for dinner, pre-Christmas dinner, or post-Christmas dinner actually, and at the next table, there was a very noisy lot of people, and as we were leaving, one of the people said, we're so noisy. And I said, oh, that's all right. We didn't mind. And he said, it's that guy's birthday over there. I said, how old is he? And the bloke said, he's 70. I said, oh, he's just a baby.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a babe.
Mm-hmm.
There was a group of Italian people, they were.
Mm-hmm.
And he yelled out to the birthday boy across the table, she said, you're a babe. I said, no, I said, he's a baby. He's a mere baby. I said, I'm 76.
He could have been your toy boy.
As I was walking down, the birthday boy pulled me over, kissed my hand, said, I'll be anything for you, dear. I'm single, and proposed marriage. And so, but of course, I knocked him back.
Well, you could have taken the ring, though.
It was a restaurant, and we were just leaving.
Well, you could have said, if you're serious, show me the ring.
Well, I walked outside and saw his Ferrari.
Well, there you go. It was a win-win.
We were the second last people to leave, and the 5 cars still in the car park belonged to that Italian table. And there was a BMW, a Ferrari, there was a couple of big SUVs, which one was a Toyota, which I like.
Yeah.
And something else, another Italian car. Doesn't matter what. But yes.
Well, you know what? You could be driving a Ferrari. You could be driving a Ferrari to Aldi later on this afternoon. So, you should have gone back in there and said, on second thoughts.
I'm sure Tony McManus would agree with you on that.
Have a great 2026, Jan. Ring me anytime. And I'm here for another week anyway, so ring before the end of next Friday. Thank you, Jan. Have a good one. 131873 is the number. Loads of texts, loads of phone calls, and I'll get to those after this. Well. Tracy just got your email from Wadalba in New South Wales. She wants to add that Nicholas has a brother called Chris. Stop it. And apparently they both are the same. They sound the same and they both have crazy arguments. Really? Well, Chris has never called up, as far as I know. Unless, of course, it's Chris that I'm thinking of. Imagine that. Two versions of Nicholas. It's like splitting the atom, isn't it? And Michael said Nicholas has trained himself to multitask over the years through jazz music. And, of course, the other activity with listening up against the wall with a glass to his next-door neighbours. Well, I know where you're going with that, Michael, but all I'm saying is, well, let's not go there. And AI is fake news. Somebody just mentioned there too on the text. For some reason, and I'm fine to go with that. We will talk about the AI actors because it's a fascinating chat, by the way. And hello, Neil. Really sad that all of Australia's carbon reduction efforts in 25, I guess you meant in 2025, just went up in smoke and the burnt bits fell into the harbour. Neil, I did think that too. You're absolutely right. Next year, just lasers, Remember Charlie Pickering's TV show Cash Cab on Channel V? I don't remember that, Paul. I don't think, anyway. I know of the concept, though. Let's get to a few more of your calls. There's a lot of people on the phone. So, Jeff, morning in Adelaide, and also Christine in South Australia, and Jill in Melbourne, and Dave in Greystanes. Please bear with me. I'll try to get to you before the news. And by the way, our next time zone we're going to be getting into will be Perth. So we're still in Australia with New Year's Eve. We haven't done Perth yet. And we also have at 3 o'clock AEDSTD time. We've got China, Philippines, Beijing, Hong Kong, Manila, and Singapore still to come as well. How are you this morning, Leanne?
I'm very well. Happy New Year to you.
And to you too.
I'd just like to point out to that gentleman that bagged his wife and said she couldn't multitask. She could multitask but not do the job properly. I bet you she cooks his dinner properly, irons his shirts, washes, does the cleaning in the house. I mean, geez, no wonder she went to bed early. She was probably buggered.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you know what?
I think
I bet she's holding all the cards.
Away from him.
I was going to say, I bet she's holding all the cards, and I bet there's one job she doesn't do anymore, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I don't blame her. I'd be divorcing him. But the poor woman probably can't leave. She's probably got no money. It's one of those type of...
Oh, no. Oh, no, you've made me sad. Hey, let's put it down to this too, by the way. Can I say this? Can you do two things like Nicholas, apparently, and listen to two things at the same time?
I I can. I was doing three things earlier. I was listening to you, and I was
Right.
cooking fried rice and drinking alcohol at the same time.
Fantastic. Well, I think you got your priorities wrong there, but that doesn't matter. I think that, there's a bit of an upside down. That list should have started at number 3. But can I say you weren't listening to 2 radio stations at the same time because you wouldn't do that to me?
No, not. But I understand where Nicholas is coming from. But he shouldn't have said the radio station. He should have just said he had some background music on, not a radio station. That was probably his mistake. But you were geeing him up anyway.
No, don't tell him.
Well. He handled it well.
Leanne, you enjoy your new year.
I will.
Thank you,
I will.
Leanne. Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye. That was Leanne. Did you know that Simon Owens on 3AW proposed to his wife on Hey Hey It's Saturday for the memories? No, I didn't know that, Mick. Morning, Jeff. How are you in Adelaide, mate?
G'day, buddy. How are you?
I'm well. What did you want to say about fireworks?
Well, I heard Nicholas's call, and it was quite interesting, and I quite liked it, actually.
Don't encourage him.
A little bit controversial. There's 2 aspects of his call that I'll just sort of point out. And, okay, he was doing 2 things at once. Right? Now, I'm a bloke, and I can tell you right now, I can only do one thing at once. I cannot do 2 things at once. I know a few women that definitely can. Apparently, females can
multitask,
do 2 things or multitask, but blokes are almost impossible to do it.
Yeah. We should look at that scientifically.
It's something to do with the brain. It's something to do with how we're wired.
Yeah, hey, Jeff,
I can only do one thing at once.
Jeff, don't go anywhere because I've got to get to the news, and I know you've been hanging on, and I want to continue this conversation. Do you mind hanging on for a sec?
No dramas, mate.
Yeah, no drama. Hang in there. And Christine and Jill. I'll get you in a sec too, but we've got to get the news update.
ANZ presents Birds of the World. Today, we're with an intelligent avian, ANZ Falcon technology. The Falcon watches over its ANZ customer and learns from every transaction. Every flat white.
Coffee for Kate.
Every online shop.
Delivery for Kate.
Every holiday.
Mojito for Kate.
And should it detect fraud, its protective instincts kick in. ANZ Fraud Protection. Now it's personal. Falcon is a registered trademark of Fair Isaac Corporation.
On 2GB, 3AW, 4BC, 6PR and network stations. This is Australia Overnight with Phil O'Neill.
Morning, how are you? And I think we've just got Perth now joining us because they've just had their New Year's celebrations. And a very funny text from Reg here says, gee, those folks in Perth are keen for New Year's Eve, staying up to 3 a.m. That's good, I like that. And hello, David, who says Happy New Year from Shanghai as well. That just came in because we've just gone into China, Philippines, Beijing, Hong Kong, Manila, and Singapore. And our next one, no half-hour New Year's Eves this time round in this hour. Our next quarter-past one will be Nepal at 5:15, Kathmandu, and also Dhahran and a couple of other places as well. But our next one will be much of Indonesia, Thailand, Jakarta, Bangkok, Hanoi, and Phnom Penh will be our next New Year's as well. That's at the top of the hour in the next hour. So no New Year's Eves to celebrate in this particular hour. But you know what? The memory of the fireworks just goes on and on. Here's a text that came through. By the way, please text if you want to. 0460 873 873. And you can ring me 131873. Thank you, Jill, Christine, and Maggie for hanging on. I will get to you in a moment, and also Jeff for part 2 of Jeff's story. Overnights at 2gb.com on the email. And this text that came in from Andrew, who says, Happy and prosperous New Year, Phil. Thank you. He says, now about women and their innate ability to multitask. My theory is that it stems from their ability to have single and multiple births whereby their physiology needs to support multiple lives concurrently. That was the deepest thing I've ever thought of, and my head hurts even thinking about that. Thank you, Andrew. Sorry to keep you waiting there, Jeff. Where did we leave off?
You just actually brought it up with that last message you just said. About,
multitasking.
Women multitasking, yeah. There's absolutely no way I can do 2 things at once. I can do one thing at once very, very well, but trying to do two things at once is impossible for me. And I know lots of women that are very, very good at doing two things at once. Not necessarily listening to two radio stations at the same time, as Nicholas brought up, but it's an interesting part about the brains of females and males is that they're wired differently, and they can definitely multitask.
I wonder if it's a left brain or right brain thing as well, and whether or not women are more left-brained than right-brained. And I think the left brain is more creative, whereas the right brain is less creative but more functional. The right-hand side, from memory.
I think men are more precise, but then again, they're focused on one thing. Women might be less focused, but they're focused on two or three things. And that's just physiology, that's all it is. In regards also, Nicholas' comment about, the primal thing about having fire and fireworks, quite interesting because, the whole world is now wanting green energy and don't burn stuff. I mean, we've been burning stuff for thousands of years, and all of a sudden we've decided, well, we can't burn things anymore. But we still have fireworks, and Nicholas is saying, well, fireworks has a primal fire thing. Well,
yeah.
I don't think he's agreeing, he put it that way.
No, but you know what? And he makes some interesting points, but there's just some part of me that always just wants to wind him up, and I don't want that to happen. It's a Dennis the Menace thing inside me.
Yeah,
and I
agree.
just leave him alone. He's, But in terms of multitasking, I've found that I can do various functional things at once. Like if I'm running late for work, which is every night of the week, I can put on my clothes whilst also loading the dishwasher whilst also packing my bag whilst also putting my clothes on.
Good.
Yeah, I can do all of that at the same time. But when it comes to thinking or doing an email or something like that, not things that you sort of do spontaneously, but things where you sit down and you actually have to concentrate, I can't be distracted from that because then I'll lose where I am. So if I'm writing an email or writing anything down or thinking of a specific task and I'm interrupted, then I can't have that conversation as well.
Yeah, if you're interrupted, you can't do it.
That's it. Jeff,
But
thank
if
you
you're
so much.
female, you probably can.
Well, if you're a woman, you can do all those kinds of things. It's the physiology. Mate, great to talk to you. Thanks for hanging on, Jeff. Have a great 2026, my friend.
Same to you, mate.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Christine's been on hold for a while too. It's Nicholas has certainly started off a conversation about multitasking, and Christine, he really resonated with a lot of people when he said you can listen to two radio stations at the same time. Do you disagree with him though, Christine?
No, I'm doing that right now.
Right.
I've got Elton John and Brandy Carlisle on one screen. I've got Curious Case of Benjamin Buttons on the other TV, and I'm listening to another station on the radio, and I'm listening to you.
You're quadro tasking.
And I used to have a split screen TV as well, and concentrate on the bigger one that was more intriguing at the moment. I would put on the other TV and watch that 4 hours later.
So it's either Brandy or Brad, depending on where your mind goes at the time.
Don't know what that means.
Brad Pitt, isn't he in the Benjamin? Yeah, isn't
yes,
he?
He
Right,
is.
yeah. Wasn't that interesting? But do you find that you can give more attention to one thing than the other? Because that's quite skillful what you're doing there.
It just depends on my interest, but I cannot listen to two women on the radio. something about their audio that just interferes, where with two men you can do it, or a man and a woman you can do it. But two women just doesn't seem to be in sync with one another.
Do you know what? Women's voices carry further than men's voices. So if you've got, for example, two-way radio or, communications that requires it to go over a distance, women's voices carry further on things like shortwave radio or things like that than men's do, and it has to do with the pitch, which is really interesting because in that case, perhaps you can hear women's voices clearer than you would hear men's voices, and that might be why you find it, a bit of an irritant.
Well, it's just the other way around. The two women seem to interfere with each other. So I can listen to two men or I can listen to one man and one woman, but the two women just aren't in sync.
Isn't that
I
curious?
Can't concentrate.
Wow. What about two movies with two female actors?
Well, there's always other interactions, so it's not so complex.
Right. I mean, I'm just looking at other sort of scenarios that would involve two. Could you watch, if you were watching two movies at the same time and there were two different female characters both talking at the same time, could you still follow the narrative of both of them?
Yes, because there's two different formats of movies. Like I love the movie 365.
Right.
With the 5 international spies and the one guy. And then I could watch a romantic movie on the other TV and there's no interference whatsoever.
Isn't that interesting? I wonder if that's because it's a visual thing, that you can do that because visually you're more concentrating on the two females, whereas with the audio you're having a different perspective.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
Anyway, Happy New Year to you and your wife, Samantha, and how's your beautiful boys or girls?
The girls, the cats, the youngest cat loved it, went outside and wanted to hear the fireworks. That was Blossom.
Was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. The older one, Bluebell, went under the bed and hadn't come out for about an hour. So, that's the thing
yeah,
about
my cat was very loving. Used to like to get under the covers and just rest her head on my knee, and my dog would be under my armpit and say, "You love me more, don't you?"
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing about dogs. They're not choosy, unlike cats. They love you unequivocally. So you don't have the cat anymore?
No. I got very ill. And
I'm sorry to hear that.
Went into a nursing home, and when I came back, the cat was given away by accident.
Oh, no.
She was a ragdoll.
Oh, and it was a ragdoll too?
Yeah, she was 14, Esther.
The beautiful cats, aren't they? We've got the ragdolls as well. They just are amazing. So the one cat, the one that wants to eat me, whether I'm alive or dead, is just waiting for me to die. Well, basically leaves me alone. But the small one, Blossom, if I'm lying in bed, it'll come up and look at me, and I have to lift my legs up so that she can get under my legs, and then she'll lie there for hours. And as a typical cat lover would know, you can't move your legs and get comfortable. If they want to lie there, you've just got to have a sore back for 3 or 4 hours.
You just put your legs down. You have to put them stretched.
Yeah,
so you look like a V in the bed.
That's exactly it. Christine, have a lovely 2026, the start of it, and please ring me again.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bless everybody.
Bless you. Thank you, Christine. Jill's been hanging on for a while. Hello. Do you wanted to defend Nicholas? Remember what I said about the devil went down to Georgia and he was looking for a soul to steal? Because Nicholas is like the, radio call-in version of that, Jill.
Well, I've not heard him before. I thought you were pretty tough on him.
Oh, yeah. It's an endearing thing, though. I do, deep down, I love Nicholas, but, he loves a good argument.
Well, he's certainly very good at it. I thought he stood his ground brilliantly, and no conflict at all between listening to the music and the chat. Although I should say, for myself, lately I'm not really mad on too much background music because it can interfere with communications. I find in shops in particular, where they do have music like really club level.
Oh yeah.
And I do find it interferes. But look, Phil, I just wanted to wish everybody a happy new year, and good on Nicholas for defending himself with grace and passion, I thought.
Well, I'm sure he's loving that. Can I say too, by the way, that I've noticed that I cannot stand, I know I've turned into my dad, but I can't stand anything post the year 2000 in music. And if I go to the gym and they've got their own music playing and I haven't brought music with me, it's just infuriating. It's not music at all. And I know I sound like my dad here, but and I know it's generational, but honestly, anything post 2000 is just horrible.
No, I can't agree with you there. There's a lot of fabulous music around, and
Really?
you've just got to look for it.
Well, I mean,
But,
country, can I say, just to contradict myself, country music I quite like because my wife has introduced me to that, so I can like that. But everything just seems to be a rehashed version of older songs or just what sounds like just like a music bed with somebody just yelping over the top of it.
Yeah, no, there are lots of good musicians around, but like I say, you've got to look for it.
Mm.
And I was lucky enough to find a couple a few years ago. So,
Oh, go on, give it a plug so I can look it
they
up.
pop up all the time. Sorry?
Give it a plug so I can go and listen to it.
Okay, well, I did want to make a comment about the multitasking briefly, but I'll
please.
give you a couple of recommendations. During the lockdowns, I discovered Jeff Daniels, the actor, is actually a very good singer, guitar player.
Is that right?
And he recommended great, really terrific, and he recommended a singer at the time called Sarah Jaros, who is just wonderful. And she's got a whole bunch of stuff on YouTube.
Sarah Gerards, is that right? Is it a jazz thing or?
No.
Okay.
Sarah Jaros.
Jaros, okay.
Jaroszs, I think.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so I like her voice very much.
Okay.
And I discovered a few comedians over the last year or two, which I was very pleased about too. Yohai Sponder, Australians Kick It Forward, Aussie Man Review, Ami Kozak. So, look, just on that multitasking thing, Phil.
Yeah, go on.
Years ago, I was a bit curious about it, and I looked it up. And the deal with women multitasking, women have more connections between the two halves of the brain,
right,
which men don't. And that's more. I've forgotten the term, but it's more sort of networks.
Yeah, neural pathways. They are. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Synapses.
Yeah. So now, in that, not all women are terrific at multitasking, I have to say. I think it depends on what you're doing. And there are some things that are just easier to multitask than others. And there are lots of things that require far more focus and deep thought than, that you shouldn't really multitask. So I think one of the things is that I don't know if men do this as much. The mothers that are trying to discipline the children while posting online.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I don't think should be done. If you're trying to discipline your child while holding a phone at them, I think that's pretty terrible.
It is contradictory, isn't it? Especially, and that's the issue they had as well. One of the ones that was raised with this whole social media ban is if you're telling your kids that they can't get onto TikTok or whatever, and of course implemented by the government, but nonetheless, and they're looking to you for direction, and you're sitting there on Facebook in front of them going, no, you can't use your phone. That's not sending out the right message, is it?
No, it's a bit contradictory. But I was talking about directly. Some mums actually filming their children while they're trying to discipline them.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Because I've come across that recently, and I find that very, very strange.
Yeah.
How you can expect your kids to pay attention to you when you've got a rectangle in front of your face is just beyond me. So, it's hard enough to communicate with your kids as it is. And I just find that a very strange choice. But on that note, have a great night and a Happy New Year to all. And Nicholas, I hope your 2026 is as rich as your musical choices. So there you go.
Yeah, you've made him a very happy man. Can I recommend one for you? If you like Jeff Daniels, have you watched The Looming Tower?
I don't know what that is. Is that a movie?
Yeah, it's a mini series, but one of the short ones. So it's about, I think 3 or 4 episodes. Excellent television.
All right, I'll look that up. Thank you very much.
No, you're most welcome. Let me know. I think it might be Netflix, but you'll definitely find it one of the streaming. Looming, Looming, Tower, based on true events and based on true people. But absolutely, it's the best thing Jeff Daniels has done.
Okay, I'll see how I go with that. Thanks very much, Phil.
Lovely to talk to you, Jill. Have a good morning. Bye-bye now. There you go. That's Jill. And by the way, David, thank you for the photos you just sent me as well of New Year's Eve from China. There you go. Excellent. Got that. Thank you so much. 131873 is the number, or 0460 873 873. Hello, Carrie. How are you, Gaza? He says, Phil, I don't know if you can say the best thing about Jeff Daniels was the one that you mentioned, because what about Dumb and Dumber, an all-time masterpiece? Yeah, but so I think with Jeff Daniels, he could have gone off in a couple of different directions. One is that he could have been the Adam Sandler type of actor, which he was sort of going down that route with Dumb and Dumber, and a couple of other films that he did. Melanie Griffith was another one. Or he could have taken a different turn in his career. So I'm hearing what you're saying, Gaza. But I think when he started doing serious stuff, and he recently did a mini-series, I think, where he was a vice president or something. When he does his serious stuff, you realise, the gravity that he has, the gravitas that he has as an actor. So I prefer that. But I do like what you have to say with Dumb and Dumber, especially when his tongue gets stuck to the pole. Anyway, walk the dog and push the pram, drink the coffee at the same time, also be on the mobile phone. There's some multitasking for you. No name on that text too, by the way. We've got Reg, got David sending through. Paul, I challenge Nicholas to call and chat to 2 radio stations at once. Well, and he's certainly given us some material this morning. I wouldn't put it past Nicholas to be able to do that, to be honest. He could probably ring 2 radio stations at the same time and have 2 conversations at the same time, but with the one mouth. That's your challenge, Nicholas, by the way. Hello, Jill. How are you? You're at Yallourn North, I think you said. I have the radio on all day until 6 p.m. During the day, I also watch racing or other sport at the same time. And yes, you do have the number right. Great to hear from you, Jill. I don't listen to a great deal of radio. I shouldn't say that. I mean, I listen to this, but I listen to music in the background. But also, I don't like it quiet at home. My wife always says, why do you have to have music on? And I said, I don't know. I just don't like silence that much. I just find perhaps silence can sometimes be a bit too deafening, if you know what I mean. So, I come home and she never has any music on. And I just go, can we just turn something on? And then, of course, I made there's a fatal error for you. You know how last year, I think they did a thing where it gives you your age or your listening age depending on the music that you listen to on your smart speaker or your Spotify. And I think it's called your Spotify age. Because I'm always just saying, Alexa, and I'm sorry if I kicked your Alexa off then, I always go, Alexa, play jazz. And so it does, and she hates that. And so as a result, because the account's under her name, it came up as her Spotify age is 76. And boy, do you reckon I wasn't in trouble for that. Phil, what did I just hear about Jakarta? I've got a house there, and my wife is celebrating New Year's there. Thank you, Robert. Well, that's our next place we're going to, isn't it? 4:00, Jakarta, and also Bangkok, Hanoi, and Phnom Penh. Much of Indonesia, Thailand, and 7 more. New Year's Eve coming up there in 29 minutes. So thank you for that, Robert. How are you this morning, Maggie? Have you had a good New Year so far?
Oh, very, very quiet. Home alone.
Well, that's sometimes the best place to be. Were you multitasking?
Look, I was going to say I am not good at doing that. And for anyone who does it, I can't for the life of me see how one can give their full attention to that task on hand.
Yeah. Well, that's it too, isn't it? That's the other thing. You've got to give 100% attention to something. But again, I think women are better at multitasking than men, based on what we talked about. Being able to use both sides of the brain at the same time.
So that's that. Now, just a couple of things. Don't lead me astray, Phil, like you did that caller.
Sorry, I apologise. My mind wanders. That's why I don't multitask. I multi-think.
Hey, my mind wanders too, like you wouldn't believe. So let me just say 2 things. You mentioned I don't mind quiet, and I think silence at times can be bliss. And it just really annoys me if I have a visitor come around, like I know of a particular person, if it's quiet, I'd like to have quiet and we can hold a conversation. But no, this person has to put on the TV or something, and that annoys me. However, I've said that. So let me go back to a couple of other things.
By the way, that's same with my wife, by the way. But when I put the music on at home, often if I'm on my own, it's because it, in a way, silences all of the thoughts. You know what I mean? Like sometimes there are so many thoughts coming in. So if I put on music in the background, it enables me to sort of filter it down a little bit.
Oh, no. I like just complete silence.
Yeah.
And really, to achieve complete silence, one would have to be situated really, really off track, out back, somewhere in Australia to fully experience silence.
By the way, can I say on the subject of which, sorry to cut you off, but I just want to remember, they have this silent room, and apparently it is so quiet that the quiet it will drive you mad. The silence is so silent that it's almost like a screaming noise. It's that quiet. So and people can last about 2 minutes and at maximum, and the quiet is too much for them.
Oh no, I can't see that. You know, this was way back, decades ago when I went up remote parts in the Flinders Ranges. It was way off the beaten track. Dirt roads, windy, and all that. And we stayed in Shearer's old, very run-down, shabby Shearer's quarters, and it was very basic, primitive. But that was the first time I heard silence. Except for perhaps in the distance, the occasional, insect or whatever it might have been. And we think that living in even outer suburbia, it's all quiet at times because we don't hear the next door neighbours banging around or the rush of traffic and sirens and all that. But there is in suburbia, there's still that sound like we wouldn't really recognise. It's out there. Okay, I've said that.
Oh, by the way, you know how I'm going to go live in a lighthouse when my wife leaves me for a younger man? Have I told you that I'm going to go live in a lighthouse?
Oh, I thought you were going to say a lion house.
No, lighthouse. I was going to live in Tasmania. I was going to live in Byron Bay, and then somebody said, no, the house you want to buy is in a caravan park. And then I was going to go and live in Tasmania, and then I thought I'd buy a house in Ballarat. But at the back of, ahead of all of that is when my wife leaves me for a younger man, I'm going to go and live in a lighthouse. When I'm living in a lighthouse, I won't have any background music at all. It'll just be the waves.
No, but you'll still have sound.
Yeah, I'll have sound, but there'll be also silence. I won't have a radio because I'm not going to have any Wi-Fi or even a phone.
Yeah, okay, you don't have music, but you'll still won't have silence. You'll still have sound.
Yeah, I'll still have sound, but I won't have artificial sound. It'll all be natural. It'll just be me, and perhaps I'll have a pet possum that'll screech occasionally.
In nature.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
Take your dog with you too.
Yeah. Well, maybe there'll be a dog called Dog, yeah.
Yeah, and also just two other things quickly if I have time.
Yeah, of course, go on.
Hogmanay and first footing, and then Samoa, and a couple of other places, the international dateline. So which one shall I mention first?
Whichever one you want.
Well, earlier on you had a caller saying that she was in Samoa. Now, that's in the Pacific, and there used to be the Western and American Samoa. I don't know whether that's still the case. Apia, the capital of, and then Pengo was the other one. One was American Samoa, one was Western, but I don't know whether it was all one now. But apparently the international date line, goes through there, and once one crosses the international date line, automatically you lose 24 hours or gain, depending on the direction of travel. But the international date line is imaginary, and it really is not a straight line of longitude.
Is that right?
It also goes through Tonga in the South Pacific too, the international date line.
I never knew that. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You're so clever, Maggie. Maggie, I better go because I've got to get to this song as well that I'm going to have to play.
Hogmanay.
Oh, yeah, go on.
First footing, the Scottish. Anyone who knows how to celebrate New Year's Eve, or the Scottish, Hogmanay. And it was the old Scottish poet, Robert Burns, who I think he was behind Auld Lang Syne. And the Scottish, gee, do they celebrate. And they go first footing and leave a lump of coal.
Oh, okay. I had heard of that. Of that. All right, Maggie. Well, listen, I'm going to go because I want to get this song on. But you know you can ring any time.
Yeah.
All right. You have a lovely morning, Maggie.
Yeah, you too, Phil.
Thank you, Maggie. Bye-bye. Let me get to your text after this and more of your calls quickly. And I do want to get that song in too for our Behind the Song this morning. Got a text here as well saying, silence is golden, but so is the purr of a cat. And whoever that was, thank you so much for the text. Happy New Year to Blossom and also Bluebell, my wife's cats. And, well, you know, one of them's mine. The other one, as I said, waiting for me to die so she can eat me. And will kill me if, you know, it can actually get the effort to do that. But anyway, my other cat was called Blossom too. I read an article that they said that it's very soothing for the heart rhythm. If you've got a cat and you've got the purr of the cat, it actually works in with your heart's rhythm, and it's almost transcendental the way it can get you to be quite relaxed as well. Hello, Max. How are you? Just got your